I want to recognize the board members who are here and one or two previous former board members. Christy, come over here, please. This is Christy Muller, who is the vice president of the museum. Fairly new to Tryon, but a great addition to our force. Retired Army officer, 30 years service. And one of my, I probably shouldn't quote this, but I'm going to. Our dear friend Mike McHugh has told me several times, you're in the midst of a group of high-powered women, and I wouldn't trade places with you. But we have high-powered.
Maybe we don't have. Maybe we have a choice. We don't want.
Well, maybe you don't. But listen, high-powered women, Christy, Joy Soderquist, Julia Calhoun, a former board member, and where is Wanda May? Behind me, okay.
And then we got Hub.
And no, I wouldn't let him in if he tried to trade places with me. Yeah, okay, that's the women. Now we have a few men too. We have Hub Arledge, a board member. Long time, lifelong, in fact, Tryon resident. We have Skip Crow, who is newer to town, but I think knows everybody in Tryon. Donnie Caruth, Mr. Reliable. Let's see, who have I missed?
Catherine.
Yeah, no, I got them. Frances Parker just had to leave. She's had back surgery and her pain medicine wasn't working as well today as it does sometimes. Wanda, who am I missing that's on the board group? Catherine Fox is not here today. Well, I want to mention Catherine Fox, who is our secretary and also our museum operations officer now. Catherine is a non-voting board member because we made her our first paid staff member. Some of you knew or know Ben Fox and Jane Fox, Catherine's parents. Ben's still very much alive, celebrated his 90th birthday a few weeks ago. Ellen Thomas has taken everybody's picture. Ellen is not a board member, but has been a very valuable person since the early days of the museum. She is our videographer, if I have the title right. She films all of our Tales of Tryon events. Wanted to say just a word about Tales of Tryon and upcoming events. We had over 200 people, some of you were there, at Holy Cross in the Parish Hall last Thursday night. And people come up to me today and told me they were there, and I said, well, there were so many people I couldn't see everybody. I didn't know Tim Brennan was there till he asked a question. And I've got this in a newspaper article I wrote. Tim said, tell us some of the humorous things that have been in the paper. And John Vining told how his grandfather, most of you probably heard this, but I got such a kick out of this, I won't repeat it. John Vining told how his grandfather would never correct syntax or grammar in one-ads. He printed them as he had received them, and somebody sent in an ad for a dog that needed a new home and said, free dog, eats anything, loves children. So I told Tim, I said, you're John Vining's straight man. You asked a question, and John gave that answer. But I think that we had a topic that resonated with people in Tryon who've lived here for years, or maybe not so many years, but latched on to what was the world's smallest daily newspaper. And the Vining story was a truly remarkable one, and we had some good panelists, including Hub Arledge and Garland Goodwin, and two of the Vining brothers, John and Jim, moderated by Mike McHugh. We have an exciting Tales coming up in May. We're going to have Lily Corbus, who is Professor Emerita of Art History at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. Lily is going to talk about women photographers in Tryon, 1900 to 1950. We were originally going to talk about Hansel Meath, and then Lily said, let's broaden this. There were other women photographers. I think one thing, I keep harping on Tryon's uniqueness, because it is unique. Not just different, or as I said the other night, not just quirky or eccentric, though it is that, but just one of a kind. And the contribution that women have made to history and culture in Tryon is enormous, and I think part of the town's uniqueness. I would think this may not be something you measure objectively, but I would say that you won't find a town anywhere who can compare with it in this respect. So back to these strong women, and thank God for them. Let's see, then we are having, well, I've already mentioned Mike McHugh. He's not here, so I don't need to worry about swelling his head, but I'll mention him one more time, swelling it further. He is going to present a program at the elementary school in July on the U.S. Geodetic Survey. Do I have that name correct? Early topo maps about Polk County. Now that's a rather arcane subject, but Mike can make arcane subjects interesting, so you don't want to miss that one. And then we have, what am I forgetting? Oh, how could I forget? Warren Carson is going to make another talk in June. Warren made a talk last June about the east side of town in general, and a few of us in the room attended a meeting yesterday, and I won't go into this, but an update on the Nina Simone project on the house. And really, they raised $6 million at the benefit in New York. And this is going to be a National Historic Site. It is already. And this is going to be a great thing. Also, incidentally, I'm going to introduce you, Patricia, who is our new exhibit point person. Catherine Fox is coordinating the exhibits, new exhibits for the museum. But you've had experience with, what's the name of the museum in Phoenix?
The Irish Cultural Center.
The Irish Cultural Center in Phoenix. How about that? And she's moved from Phoenix to Ireland, now to Tryon. Just another example of the interesting people who end up in Tryon. And she's a genius with exhibits. She's going to make this look like a different place, I promise you. Let's see, so that tells you something about our activity on exhibits. Some of you in the room have funded exhibits. We appreciate that. We're trying to get them done this year. We have a lot going on. We can always use more person power. Human resources are really our biggest need. And you're all welcome to participate, and I assure you we can use your talents one place or another.
And docents especially.
And docents especially. Yeah, we're trying to keep the museum open more often. Joy Soderquist has done an excellent job in working with docents, coordinating things, but we need more personnel. I think that touches, Wanda, on the points that we wanted to make. Any questions I can answer? I'll be around.
And also we're the visitor center too.
Yeah, thank you. The Tryon Visitor Center. I just had somebody tell me yesterday that, I want to word this discreetly and not give away too much, but we're talking about the highest and best use of property in town. This is a developer talking, who said that he thought the visitor center was as high a use and as good a use as we could have for any property in downtown Tryon. And I was pleased to hear that plaudit. Okay then, I'll be around with Ellen.
Yes, am I right that Mary Ann Carruth is going to be talking also?
Unfortunately, you're not. We did have a talk lined up with Mary Ann Carruth on the history of TFAC. Mary Ann Rita Landrum was helping with it. They decided they just couldn't get ready in time now to hold that in late March, so it's being postponed. We're going to get back to this subject and probably put particular emphasis on some of the women that have been involved in the formation of that organization. So it's going to happen. But thank you, Ellen. I hate to, mention something and say, well, we hoped it happened. It's not, but we're working on it. It's just, this has been the biggest challenge, frankly, just getting the kind of busy, interesting people that you want to make these talks scheduled properly. We've had a lot of interest in making the talks, but busy people working with the schedules. I've often said this museum could be a full-time job for me and several other people. There are times that I think it tells of trying to be a full-time job. and maybe I can retire from the presidency and devote more time to the tales in the future. That's what I'm hoping. Okay, thank you all for being here. Wonderful turnout.
Thank you.
Please eat what it says.
I stayed over. And then okay, because you joined the near right. They stay in my spot. That's the first thing we did. Sandy over there recommended Laura.
So where did you go then after that?
Actually, Dick probably is my neighbor. She's in Brady because he has a big story.
He had gotten it free. Because he loves so much, he wants to be loved with everything. He saw Nick, he